For a block lying on a rough inclined plane, first of all note that the normal reaction from the plane does not pass through the center of mass of the block. Because if that was the case, then with respect to this point, there would be a net torque due to the weight of the block, and thus it should rotate. So in this case, the normal reaction from the surface acts at some distance towards the edge of the block, so that it can counter the torque due to the weight. But now, what about the torque with respect to this point? Well, the torque about this point due to friction and normal reaction will again be zero, and the torque on the block can only be due to the weight of the block. But since there can be no net torque on the block, so the point at which the normal reaction acts will be such that it will be vertically below the center of mass of the object. Because in that case, the torque due to mg will also be zero, and thus the object will be in equilibrium. As we increase the inclination of the plane, the normal reaction shifts towards the lower edge of the block to remain vertically below the center of mass. But as the normal reaction cannot go beyond this edge, therefore, just before the block is about to lose contact like this, then the entire normal reaction will be acting at this point. If we increase the angle slightly, there will be a net torque due to mg, which will indeed cause the block to topple. Therefore, at this point, we can say that tan theta will be equal to L by 2 upon h by 2, that is L by h. This means that a block with more length to height ratio will require a higher angle to topple as compared to a block with lower length to height ratio, which is obviously and intuitively correct. Please note that here we have assumed that the block does not slide before it topples. That is, the coefficient of friction is greater than tan theta. Since for tan theta greater than L by h, the block will topple, therefore we can say that if the coefficient of friction is greater than L by h, then the block will topple before it slides. And if the coefficient of friction is less than L by h, then the block will have the tendency to slide before it topples.